Welcome, audience. This is a first. It's a comic book commentary.
Now and it's a comic book I've never heard of, because I don't read comic books.
Don't worry, Dwibs. This is going to be an easy start.
This is an Elseworld story, which means it's not in canon, so there's no continuity.
And thank goodness for that.
Now, before anyone tries to use this being non-canon as an excuse for other characters' act, let me remind you that despite this being an Elseworlds, it's still based on the modern takes of the characters. There's literally no change in the characterization, well, until after the event. But pretty much, this is the take on how modern-day superheroes would react if their powers were gone.
Yes.
They'd be screaming in terror.
Those who are familiar with Linkara's review will already know what we are talking about. It's, of course, the Elseworlds Warrior of DC Comics, JLA Act of God.
Yeah. Basically, audience, the way this will work is, for the most part, we'll sum up some pages, but we will read some dialogue, especially the one deserving a lot of dissection, shall we say.
Basically, we should give a little context especially about that wonderful, charming person who's responsible for this.
Who wants to?
Pedro?
Wait, me?
Yeah, you go ahead. Doug Moink.
Doug Moink. Okay, so basically, there's this moron at DC called Doug Moink, who's a huge Batman fanboy, and he thought hey guys, I have an awesome idea for an Elseworld story. What if God took away all of the superheroes' powers?
Are you sure you're not talking about Frank Miller?
You wish.
Yeah, I hate to say it, Dwibs, but you'll wish.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, let's get to the cover.
At least of the first issue.
Yeah,
good lord, it's messy.
They're not wasting any time. Everyone's dead.
Yeah, I don't understand why Linkara likes this cover. Honestly, I think it
symbolism and also the artwork looks nice.
What's the black goop stuff? It's like that Steam game. What's called the one where's the black thing chasing you all the time.
Wait, you mean the levels on Super Mario 3D World? The fuzzies?
No, go ahead. One-way heroics, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if I can give it one positive, the artwork looks decent.
Yeah.
And the lightning looks cool.
I guess.
That's about it. So,
who should do the narrator?
Can I do it?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Of course.
Let's start with page 1.
Let's turn the page.
It starts. It is the millennium
23rd of May, the dawning of a new millennium, and soon a new order. But right now, for a brief time longer, everything is still the same, still normal. The Earth is still blessed with its protectors and champions, with modern beings like unto the gods.
Now, before we turn the page,
only a few of them which are actual gods by the so far canon, but I'm digressing, I guess.
Now, before we turn the page, I will compliment that this first opening scene actually looks rather awesome. The heroes symbolically standing over the world as its protectors in their glory and everything, except for Kyle Rayner, who's peering over Batman's shoulder.
Yeah, he's like, no.
He's trying to play Where's Wally. And by the way, when did this comic come out?
Actually, it's written somewhere, I guess. No, but
when did it come out? Not where.
Probably in the early 2000s. Let me see.
Well,
I'll check while we get while we go on. Don't worry.
In other words,
2000,
on to page...
yeah, 2000.
Okay, 2000. Okay, anyway, on to page 2.
In a torrential storm outside Metropolis, a flash flood threatens a dam in the small town below, until Superman swoops down to contain the disaster, because of course he does.
Yeah, apparently in order to fix a solid stone that's cracking, apparently heat laser works.
Superhero comics, Tio.
In Central City, a convenience store robbery goes wrong, and a cop's life is imperiled. A scarlet blur streaks onto the scene, already moving 10 times faster than a bullet. It was Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, sorry, wrong series.
Pretty much.
In Lower Manhattan, the criminal known as Sonar 2 attempts to shake down a bank.
Yeah. And on to page 3. Basically, superheroes doing superhero stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, it's all describing 3 different situations. Superman repairing a dam, Flash stopping a criminal trying to shoot a cop, and Green Lantern trying to stop a minor criminal.
And
there's also
Steel.
Steel flying around for no reason.
Yeah.
And by
That's
simply
nice.
looking at the danger, his eyes converge to forestall it of a molten miracle.
Okay.
A molten miracle. What the
Actually,
hell
this
does
is
that
a
even
two-page
mean?
spread, so we're just fucked up.
Yeah.
The Flash and the police officer will need the speed.
What?
I forgot how funny this opening dialogue was.
Are you sure this? Are you sure this is a DC comic or is this promoting EA stuff?
Okay.
seen nothing
Grandma. Okay, you see, keep in mind, everybody, these are our writers, guys who can't even do basic grammar.
And they're
And this is
getting paid
actually
for
the
it,
good portion of the comic.
Only to find his destructive sonic waves intercepted and baffled by the wonder of emerald light. High above Jersey City, responding to a police scanner distress call, the man known as Steel rips through the sky, and everyone panicked in terror for they thought he was being played by that basketball player.
Shaq.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes,
Anywho,
him.
on to page 4.
This is so much fun.
At a dig in Peru, with one arm transformed into a diamond drill, the archaeologist Metamorpho bores through ancient rock strata.
Can I just say this about comics? I love how they make even the most mundane of activities like an epic event.
I washed my hands today.
I brushed my teeth with dexterity.
I went to university and learned how to write.
Okay, so do you want to read the rest, or shall we just go into the next page?
Basically, this is showing our people, Metamorpho, Shazam, and the Teen Titans.
Out west, in the wake of a mild tremor, a condemned building succumbs to the strain of gravity. Everybody
no.
out, go! Until the mighty strength of Captain Marvel
Yeah,
possesses
it's
the
a
load.
synonymous for Shazam.
And elsewhere all around the globe, Earth's other modern gods, they're ancient gods as well, engage in feats defying belief.
That's
Again.
nothing, Dwibs. You should hear about the new gods. But we'll talk about that later. That's a completely different matter.
That's Nintendo's new game based on DC.
Again, everything is still normal for one more split second. And then...
Yes,
Turn page.
everything is normal.
And then
it happens.
Shit happens.
The entire planet is stabbed in a flash of black lights coming from everywhere. It is instantaneous, ephemeral, inexplicable, and nothing will ever be normal again.
I love how the writers are literally flat out telling you right now, yeah, you're not going to get an answer for this ever.
Yeah.
So basically,
And
audience, it turns out that superheroes and supervillains alike have lost their superpowers.
Specifically, everyone having supernatural powers. The mystic guys are, I think they disappear or something, and the gadget based superheroes remain the same. The problem is that a lot of superheroes that technically have gadget powers, they have been counted with supernatural powers, so there's just a lot of mess.
And
We'll
so
talk
the
more-
superheroes were reduced to being mere cosplayers.
Pretty much.
Anyway, on to page 6.
Yeah, let's just keep the dialogue on this one.
Right.
So basically Shazam has lost his powers. He managed to save the day, but now he's turned back into a kid, Billy Batson. Metamorpho is turned back into a human. And, well, this is amazing.
Some effects are mundane and destined to be brief.
Ah, no, not another crash. That's right, technology all around the world malfunctioned.
because
Sorry.
because-
Spoilers, this is going to have nothing to do with anything that happens later on.
Yeah.
Other effects, also temporary, are more catastrophic.
Next page.
all
Yeah, and, by the way, we forgot.
Oh.
Yeah, there's also Aquaman in his hook phase that Jontron thought was not even canon.
In the open sea, far from Poseidonus.
Poseidonus,
for example. Aquaman finds himself
That's actually an apostrophe, Dwibs. And go into page 8, and we see that Aquaman is
Basically, yeah,
drowning.
it's showing what happens to the other hero. Let's just sum Aquaman finds himself drowning. Flash doesn't manage to stop the bullet and let the cop dies, pretty much. Superman doesn't manage to, stop the dam and the city that gets flushed. Green Lantern doesn't manage. Kyle Rayner doesn't manage to stop Sonar and gets wrecked because Sonar is gadget based and not supernatural based. And that's pretty much it. Let's go to page 11.
On to page 11.
Yeah. All systems back online and responding.
We're pulling out of it, thank God.
Get it? Yeah. And basically, while technology gets backed on power, the heroes with superpowers get basically nothing and continues to get wrecked for the next few pages.
Stop! He's faster than me!
Yeah, Flash has lost his powers as well.
I love the dialogue of Superman in the next page, in page 12.
You're on, Pedro.
Pain! I never felt such pain!
Superman is feeling emotions.
Actually, I'd make an objection, but there's a few stupider things that I'm saving it for.
And now, punk, before I was so rudely interrupted, I was about to make a cash withdrawal.
Funny.
On to page 13. So yeah, Steel is...
Basically, Steel is
that's...
He gets recovered in an hospital.
Wait. But Steel is tech...
Yeah, that's right, I forgot. Actually...
Steel is technology, isn't he?
Well,
he doesn't actually have superpowers. He's just technology.
Well, that's the thing, Pedro. It's like, well, he crash landed because, the black light event also caused all technology to black out for a bit. And
you're right. Never mind then.
Yeah,
Ignore me.
Yeah. Okay. I forgot. Yeah, actually, there was a reason for that whole tech thing. It's so Steel can get injured. No, trust me, there's a reason they're having him be injured.
The clouds part. The storm halts.
Blood!
And a former Superman knows horror.
Yeah,
because Superman's never
mind
bled
the fact
before.
That he died in the death of Superman, but
and that
is canon.
Injured by countless supervillains, but
Kryptonite,
whatever.
Anyone?
I love how he acts like this is his first time. Like, oh my god, what is this blood shit?
Mm-hmm.
Reports of a mysterious flash of black light.
Hey, Power's back!
Experience worldwide, although unnoticed by many, perhaps occurring within the blink of an eye. Ha! Ain't so tough now, are you? Better crawl to that gumball machine, punk. And why am I British all of a sudden?
Wait, what?
Actually, Dwibs, ironic.
What the hell does that even have to do with a gumball machine?
The next line.
Find yourself a new ring.
Yeah.
It's ironic you used that accent because I believe there is a rendition of Sonar that actually does use that accent.
Come back, Sonar. Come back. I'm not finished yet.
Oh, Kyle. And for some reason, Kyle has black blood. Like, he's censored by 4 kids.
Oh no, he's infected with a black ring! Quick, suppress him!
Oh boy, I love this one.
But whatever it was, apparently an electromagnetic pulse of immense magnitude, power was only briefly disrupted and is now fully restored.
All my powers gone. I'm mortal, vulnerable.
Superman, why didn't you save us?
Yeah, why didn't you do something?
Okay, are we suddenly in a Marvel universe now?
Yeah, I have to agree with what Linkara said. Seriously, the DC universe has always at least understood when superheroes have trouble like this, and it's Superman of all things. The guy needs a break and relaxation to keep himself from going insane. And yet these people are whining that he couldn't. For all they know, he could be dead.
The sun streams down as if breaking a new dawn.
Ah! no,
Can I
not
talk about how
Newton!
pretentious this narration is?
Yeah. Only
Are
thing
you
missing
sure
is a piano going on.
What, am I reading it too pretentiously?
No,
No, go ahead.
You just reminded me of Twilight, that's
trust
all.
me, Dwibs. This is just pretentious on itself. Don't worry
You're
about that.
incarnating the spirit of a comic book. Don't worry.
He's still alive, but we better get him to shore.
Oh, Aquaman, yeah.
And on to
Manhattan.
on to page 16, and it's basically people talking about the event, Steel in the hospital, and...
Which is, at least he's alive, I guess.
Mhm.
And on page 17, Blue Beetles. Blue Beetles should be fine, I guess. And even Booster Gold. Yeah, Booster Gold and Blue Beetles, since we are gadget-based, they are fine.
Which is ironic. Their stuff should have shorted out at some point.
The only thing that's missing is Booster Gold cannot travel through time, because, that was supernatural, if I recall.
Yeah. Next page.
something.
And,
Yes.
yeah.
It's now more. It's now
And
more
now
things.
Martian Man. Oh my god. Go ahead. Someone do Ted Cord.
Right, so what page are we on? 19 or 18?
18.
Right. But I got a feeling it's going to be a big bash, big enough to lose elephants in. Thump.
Coming.
Thump. Something happened, John. I almost drowned, and my telepathic power is gone. My hook won't respond, and...
Calm yourself, Arthur. I know, and you're not alone. Apparently, it's all happened to all of us. I'm stuck in my original Martian form, unable to shift shape.
But my own people, John! I can't get back to them, don't even know if they're alive!
Actually, that's a good point. We never know anything about Aquaman's people. Now,
Nor even the Amazons, nor
yeah.
the Green Lantern Corps, not all the other groups in the Marvel fucking game. God damn it!
Do you mean DC?
Yeah,
And here it comes to one of the big problems with this comic. See, okay, they're going to say that...
borderline fan fiction.
Okay, yeah. Speaking of fanfiction, Lane Carr brought this up before. Here's one of the big problems. Okay, the Black Light event is supposed to take away superpower abilities that did not come naturally to characters. The problem is that characters like Aquaman, Superman, and the Martian Manhunter, all of their superpowers are actually natural abilities. It's part of their makeup, their genetic makeup.
In the DC universe, every Martian can shapeshift like Martian Manhunter can. So basically, this shouldn't be happening.
John was the last of his kind. Yeah.
Yep. So neither Aquaman, Superman, nor Martian Manhunter should be affected by this, except for Superman, but only for specific abilities that he managed to get through some cases or continuities. I don't even know what those are.
There's
here.
also the fact that the Green Lantern's ring is supposed to be technology. Sure, alien technology, but nothing supernatural.
Actually, I would like to add to that because they said Earth technology, but they didn't specify. So alien technology is also affected, but I'm pretty sure the ring is, very different from how Earth technology works. So why is it affected too?
Yeah.
And now I'm guessing there's probably already realized another main problem with this comic. This comic makes no sense if you actually stop and think about what is happening here.
Yeah. It's like, honestly, you can make an entire Ace Attorney game out of picking apart the contradictions in the story.
We're only 19 pages in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of page 19, this is a group shot on the JLA space station.
Oh! Well, gee! Isn't there someone here who shouldn't be here? Some magical powered superhero?
Yeah, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's powers come from her gods. So, why the... So
which, by the way, are existing and confirmed by canon, even for Elseworld story purpose.
And here's the interesting thing. It is an interesting thing. Wonder Woman never actually goes back to consult with her gods about what's happening.
Nor we do know anything about the Amazons in general.
Yeah, the Amazons.
Even though the story's called Act of God.
Basically, Dwibs, Doug Mowick knew that his idea was stupid, so any character that could potentially give an answer to what's happening have magically vanished and doesn't show
or
up.
reduced to a vegetal, as you will see later on.
Why does Batman have whiskers?
That's Catman, actually.
What?
Catman's a completely different superhero. In some continuities, he helped train Batman, but mainly he's known for being the guy who trained Dinah, the Black Canary. He's basically a wrestler / superhero, one of the old timers, shall we say?
Yeah.
Oh,
Directly from the
Oh.
Strange.
oh,
That sounds so silly.
oh, Roy Harper. Those were better days.
People.
Yeah. But yeah, basically the idea is that there has been a meeting, there has been organized a meeting in order to understand, what the fuck is going on. But everyone is just confused as the next guy, and Steel doesn't have a clue, and just said, we're just powerless. Booster Gold and Blue Beetle just fuck around because Doug Monk only knows about Booster Gold and Blue Beetle from the Infinite Crisis days, so I guess he portrays
Oh my
them
god,
like
page
that.
21. Can we please dissect page 21? I hate this page.
Sure.
What about the criminals? What if they're unaffected? Even worse, what if they're behind this, stripping our powers so they can make some big play?
Whoa, that's grim.
So how do we...
Order, please. All preliminary data indicates universal organic power loss, heroes and villains alike. This does not, of course, negate the threats posed by mere technology and weaponry. But I think someone else here can speak better. Can better speak to that. Doc Monk, Batman.
I've never had powers, as you know, and therefore I've had nothing to lose, nor have Huntress, Green Arrow, Nightwing, Black Canary, and others.
None of us is impaired in any way.
Nor any number of super criminals.
We will as ever continue to oppose them.
Okay, and when I first read this comic, it was right here that I started to see, okay, really? That's what we're going for. Basically, the point of this comic is to glorify how awesome these characters are because they don't have powers and they're just that damn awesome without powers and shit.
Oh, but please, let's continue with page 22.
Hell yeah. As for the rest of you struggling with your loss, an investigation is already underway, conducted by Oracle. Although most of my computer systems are now back online, there's no real news yet. I should be able to deliver a first report in, say, 72 hours.
Thank you, Oracle.
Thank you, Oracle. 3 days. Until then, our loss may or may not be permanent. But if it is, we'll have to learn to cope with it. In time, maybe answers will be found. And maybe not.
Spoilers, they won't.
Yeah. Maybe some purpose will be revealed. Maybe not.
Spoilers, it won't.
And maybe, just maybe, this will all prove to be a change for the better.
Spoilers!
No, it will not. Let's just say the answers to all those are no.
I wanted to read that.
Sorry, dude.
I know you guys are the big comic book fans, but you can't hog everything.
Sorry, dude.
Martian
But that last one was just asking
Martian
for it.
Manhunter.
Go ahead, read the flashline.
I guess he's saying he wanted.
No, I wanted to do the whole spoilers it won't thing.
Whatever.
Well, you haven't read the comic, have you? So it's not really.
I wanted to continue the.
Sorry, Dwibs.
Sorry.
But hey, you'll get a lot more funnier dialogue to dissect. I promise you that.
Slap yourselves on the head.
Mine.
Yeah. How could it possibly be that, John?
I don't pretend to know Flash. I just don't.
Why did you bring it up, you fucking moron?
There, Pedro. Save your strength.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
No one should have powers upon and beyond the rest of humanity. Perhaps it's not normal. We were extra normal, super normal, and perhaps it wasn't right.
It was part of your own species.
About you that's unique and awesome. You're not normal, so kill yourself.
Why were they even allowed to have superpowers in the first place?
Because, Dwibs, it was part of their natural abilities in the case of Superman and Green Martian. In that case, it was normal for them!
Honestly, Joe, allow me to correct you. This is not fan fiction. Calling this comic fan fiction is an insult to fan fiction.
You're right. It's, what do we call it?
But it's not even over. Go ahead to page 23, Dwibs.
Oh,
You're
God,
saying we were
it's this
wrong,
page.
John? After all the people we helped, The lives we saved?
Lives are saved every day by those without powers, by doctors, police, firemen, rescue workers, the clergy.
Speaking as a Christian, okay.
So what? But those people cannot save the kind of people that the superheroes can save. How the hell can the clergy save people from a fucking dam bursting?
I mean, but Pedro,
I've come to love her as perhaps only an alien can.
What does that even mean?
Most are all its human aspects, its culture, music books, art, movies, its native emotions.
Oh God, no!
This comic has no polygons, therefore...
David, shut up.
Now, with the loss of everything that made me different, I feel as if I could finally lose myself in that humanity, if only...
Oh God, I hate this
If only I weren't trapped in this bizarre Martian form.
That's right.
That's your natural form, you idiot!
Like,
God damn it.
Imagine if someone said, if only I wasn't this ugly-looking human. That's what you are. You're a human. What do you want it to look like? A fucking elephant?
Okay. Let's give Dwibs a chance. Dwibs, do you have any input so far?
This premise is incredibly flawed.
Yeah.
That's another statement, Dwibs.
Oh, you think it's flawed? You ain't seen nothing yet. Believe it or not, Dwibs, this comic is the best of the three.
We're just scratching the surface of a shit cake, Dwibs.
Okay,
so
let's
page
proceed.
24.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah. No, it's just...
It's just annoying, whatever.
Never mind,
even page 24 is just being... Martian Manhunter being racist to himself for some reason.
John, you're more human than...
Without being any different now, I'm still different. Reduced to a human level, but still appearing non-human.
What?
But my point is, this is not true for the rest of you, and your loss could well be a gain.
Jesus Christ, I've heard less pretentious dialogue
If only you can accept it, even embrace it. Now, until we convene again for Oracle Report in 3 days' time, I think every one of us should be able to contact any other via telephone.
Not sure I have your number, John.
Indeed. Some of us won't like this, but we're all friends here, and all in the same boat now. I suggest it's time to share full trust. In fact, I suggest we conclude this meeting by shedding our secret entities with a full exchange of name and numbers.
John, just because we don't have our powers doesn't mean that we don't have any threat, you know? I mean, there are still villains out there, as we're going to see later, so why should I show my secret identity?
Not to mention, this all talking about trust... God, the JLA has been a solid group of people trusting each other for decades.
In fact, don't you already know?
Moments.
Yeah, in fact, don't you already know each other's secret identities at this point? Unless we're running on Justice League Unlimited logic, which... Hey, wait a minute! I just realized something. It's the JLA. They don't have this many members. Isn't this supposed to be about the JLA, not the entire superhero community?
Wait, I'm on page 25. What's She-Hulk doing here?
Oh, yeah.
It's his wife.
That's Jade.
It's a long story.
Basically, Dwibs, that's Jade, daughter of the first Green Lantern ever, Alan Scott, the one who had a weakness to wood. Long story short, she's already lost her powers. Basically, she became green because she absorbed a lot of Green Lantern energy. And yeah, that's why she's green.
And that's also creepy considering Kyle Rayner's first wife had the whole woman in refrigerator meme going on around there. So Kyle getting married with daughter of a previous existing Green Lantern, actually getting remarried, it's kind of creepy in hindsight. But anyway, the page, and I think the next one, just this one, can be summed up in Kyle being whiny because he couldn't beat Sonar 2. And this will be his only real character development in this whole fucking mess of a comic. He doesn't interact with the other heroes. He just stands in this fucking studio making clay models of Sonar 2 and being obsessed.
And I'll take Teo's comment as a way to segue into another big problem with this comic. The implication that apparently, according to Doug Moench, every single hero in the DC universe is a neurotic wreck who immediately snaps after losing their powers.
And I'll build off of that even further. It's like, well, okay, look, maybe if this were a different age, like maybe the golden age, like where superheroes were defined character-wise by their powers, maybe even the silver age. But I'm sorry, no, this is basing it off of the modern day age era of superheroes. It isn't just a simply, hey, different continuity so they'll act differently. No, this is basically a what if they lost their powers. And mind you, spoilers, there have been comic books galore about these superheroes losing their powers.
Superman
and coping with it, actually.
Superman, just to give you an idea, Dwibs, Superman once in the comics lost his powers for an entire year, and he didn't mope at all.
He made the most of it. He acted, basically, he did what he could to help on the field. He remembered he was a reporter, so he could still give good information. He still signaled people.
But in here, he decides to just sit at home and mope.
Oh yeah, that's right. Speaking of which, page 26.
Oracle.
The former heroes need help. They've lost so much. Former heroes? Seriously? They're still heroes, you know, just because they don't have the powers.
That's supposed to be a metaphor because she was too Batgirl at some point, and so she will understand how losing her powers works. So.
Yeah. Basically, Dwibs, long story short, Oracle used to be Barbara Gordon, the first Batgirl.
Basically, this page sums up, and I think the other ones, sums up what's going on. Some heroes are just, leaving their costumes and listen to the news, compared with Superman, listening to the news and saying, basically, with the news blaming him for no reason.
And we cut ahead to page 27, where it turns out that because Superman is no longer in action, the Toy Man, in this continuity, was a jilted worker of Lex Luthor's. Yeah, a worker jilted by Lex Luthor. Imagine
the workshop of Toy Man.
Can it really be? No more Superman? No one to protect Lex Luthor? No one to interfere with my revenge? After all the dignities I suffered at Luthor's hands, my every attempt at payback fought by the Man of Steel, now's my chance? Time for a new project, and it'll need helpers, some very special help.
And trust me, guys, we don't need to read the bottom half because it's pretty much the villain saying, "Hey, we should do something. Should we do something?"
And by the way, allow me to get one of Dwiz's questions out of the way. No, Dwiz, it's not the T-800, believe it or not.
That's
that's because I have a good point, Bo. Why Steel was affected, but this guy and Cyborg Superman in the next page are not.
Apparently. Well. To be fair to you, for tech-based stuff, it was mainly they shorted out for a temporary bit, but then came back online. So I guess we can just assume it happened off screen for them.
So skipping page 28 because page 29 brings us to the many moments of Superman.
Okay, Pedro, it's you and me.
By the way, with the context, Clark is living with Lois right now.
They're married.
They're married at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll talk more about this later for issue number 2, where a really stupid thing happens. But for now, Clark! Perry called again. I told him you were still sick, but...
I'm not sick, Lois. I'm haunted. Whatever the hell that means. Haunted by my failure to protect that flooded town. All those people haunted by the sounds, mostly the sounds, the crack and boom and of the thunder, the lashing wind, bad dialogue overload.
Okay. You remember that? Hey, you remember all the times that George Newbern, famed Sephiroth voice actor, has voiced Superman in all these years? Yeah, if ever there were a time for George Newbern to voice Superman, especially in the Sephiroth voice, here would be almost a perfect sake, except for the fact that even Sephiroth comes off as humble compared to this. You're making Sephiroth, of all people, look sane and humble.
The explosion of the dam, the rushing of the water, I couldn't stop as it swallowed the roar of the town being smashed to pieces.
The screams of the fanboys that were yelling, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
At this point, they might as well have Superman grabbing a skull from one of the victims going, "Alas, Metropolis, I knew you." Like, seriously.
And it's
The
still...
hissing of the receiving flood, the creaking and bumping and grinding and snapping of the wreckage. I'm describing this to an incredible amount of detail that probably would make it even worse for me, and yet I'm still doing it. A screaming cat, the dying wind.
Jun Sonoe died? No!
Then the people below us, louder and louder as all the other sounds faded. Moans and sobs of loss, howls of pain. Oh, you mean the reaction that DC fans had when they read this comic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it continues on page 30.
Okay, here we go. And then all the rough voices, angry and accusing, demanding that I do something. It's like I was in a New York,
Completely different multiverse, yeah.
but I couldn't do anything. Nothing. I was helpless. Not even listen. Just hear. Synonymous fail.
You tried, Clark, and you...
That's all I could do was just hear the sounds. All the terror. Jesus Christ! The main character of Evangelion is no near as emo as this moron.
You hear that, DC? You hear that, DC?
Robot, Clark.
They're giving Evangelion a run for its money.
Shinji is actually sane compared to this? Dear Lord.
The sounds of loss and failure. Failure does not have a sound. Hear my own.
Pedro, I think failure does have a sound. It's the dialogue of this comic.
Oh, totally.
Yes.
Hear my own panicked heartbeat, the blood rushing in my ears, my lungs straining to breathe. Oh my God, the pretentiousness is leaping off the screen.
You tried, Clark, and you broke into an embarrassing monotone, dear. I think you need some rest.
Page 31 is...
Oh, goody, Pedro! It's time for a Kyle Rayner monologue!
Oh, goody. Still nothing. Not even a glimmer from the ring. Nothing focuses in my willpower. Not even hate.
Please, Kyle.
Reminder that hate is red.
Red Lantern, yeah. This anger's not healthy, and it's not like you. Well, maybe it is like you. Why the heck aren't you a Red Lantern, then?
Well, fuck you, then.
But not to this degree, and maybe you should see...
I shrink, Jen! Is that what I need? You find... Oh my God, I'm sorry, I can't read. Okay, I'm good. You find the one who restores willpower. Let me know. Otherwise, leave me the hell alone. Do it.
The piece of great junk!
By all
Jesus
means,
Christ.
Kyle.
Okay, never mind. You know what, Dwibs, I give you my Green Lantern role, because if I had to do 2 of these roles, I'm just gonna laugh my ass off throughout this entire thing. So I'll give you my Green Lantern role.
Oh, goody, Dwibs. You get to be named as Kyle Rayner.
I can't read this dialogue without bursting in laughter.
It's something where...
I honestly want to know with Doug Moe.
Why don't you give us your thoughts on this amazing dialogue?
Yeah.
Are you sure we're reading a official DC comic?
Well, Dwibs, now you know how we all felt when we read this back in the day.
2000.
2000, yeah.
2000, not a good year for DC. Batman Superman the animated series ended, and you get this. Yes.
Yeah.
Joyful.
Luckily, we later got the Justice League series. I think it was at 2001.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. But Dwibs, what do you think of page 32?
The news reporter
Criminal
saying, go ahead.
activity soared over the past several days since the Black Light event, no doubt due to the absence of superheroes.
And we get a funny picture of Black Canary kicking Chester Cat in the face.
40 police and non-powered Justice Leaguers.
You know, hey,
fill the vacuum in almost non-stop effort.
Hey, note to you and Pedro, knowing who Chester Cat is going to end up being in relationship to Black Canary, I mean,
calling it right now. By the way, the JLA movie is going to be called The Justice Leaguers.
Okay. Page 33.
Yeah, go ahead, Dwibs. Read the other.
Oh, God, Prometheus! No!
Oh, yeah, that's the problem.
dang it!
That's the problem I had, Joba. I actually like Prometheus as a character, but we treat him so badly. God
In this
damn it!
Oh, God.
For a
First,
second, I thought you were talking about the movie.
trust
No,
me,
Dwibs.
Dwibs. Trust me, Dwibs. Trust me, Dwibs. When we get
Basically,
to
Dwibs,
Cry for
Prometheus is
Justice.
supposedly anti-Batman. He was a kid that had his parents being burglar, being killed by a cop. Unlike Bruce's parents being normal people being killed by a fog. And he was raised and given gadgets in order to fight basically the police and being a villain anti-hero. It was when he got an arc against Batman, he was defeated, and then people started treating him like shit because, writers treating him like shit because first he was supposed to be another guy. They come with this thing that he was another guy in disguise, then he was another guy completely, and then he got involved in that mess that is Cry for Justice.
Don't
Jesus.
spoil it for Dwibs yet. That's going to be a
No,
future
no.
commentary.
Can I be the guy in the yellow thing?
Booster Gold.
Sure.
sure,
Go
whatever.
ahead. I have to burp for a bit anyway.
Look out,
Okay.
Booster! You're telling me, Beetle, we're already racked from the 3 worst days of our lives, and now we gotta face an ultra bad dude like Prometheus.
It's still you, Dwibs.
Yeah, we're gonna need a miracle to. Hey, where'd that leg come from?
Oh.
I'm seeing this how it's Mr. Terrific's leg and arm,
Shut whatever the hell that
probably
is.
from a hollow cloak.
Use bulletin, and it sounds like you could use some help. I was near, so there's more of them than us now, and they intend to be tougher.
Got that right, Terrific. Come on, Beetle. Just about time for the teleporter.
Yeah, basically it's Booster and Ted Core being actually competent.
Wait. Ted Corbin?
Ted Core, the Blue Beetle of this era.
Oh. Okay,
And
on to page
Watchtower.
34.
Here is Oracle trying, and I mean very loosely trying to explain what's going on.
Okay, here goes.
Anybody hear from Superman or Green Lantern yet?
Nope, but me and Booster could really use more help.
We just took down Prometheus after 3 days of other grief.
Wow, how very easy! Hey, Teo! 2 superheroes were able to bring down Prometheus without any... You know what?
Yeah, and there were Blue Beetle and Booster Gold over people in a period of time where they treated as a joke.
I know it may be hard, Dwibs, but I want you to remember this when we get to Cry for Justice.
Lovely. And if it
Actually,
hadn't
it's
been
not
for
that
Mr.
hard. Just remember any time that any hero's been able to beat Prometheus for Cry for Justice.
And if it hadn't been for Mr. Terrific,
I'm working on the Steel Suit Beetle. Now let's hear from Oracle.
Although the world's scientific institutes and intelligence agencies are abuzz with theories and speculation, no one seems to know anything concrete. Furthermore, all blacklight information is highly classified.
Okay. Is your only role in this comic to say, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on?
The authorities,
Really?
you know, would prefer to deep six the whole matter and simply wash their hands. And
Why
so,
are you even here? Like,
but why, Oracle?
1,000 reasons,
Yeah, why?
but the bottom line is this. No one in government or intelligence circles is exactly crying over what's happened to you.
How nice!
But why not? Seriously, the DC universe actually respects their superheroes.
Oh, you're gonna love this theory that Batman has in page 35.
All right,
Yeah.
It levels the playing field, putting the power in their hands. Then, do you think somehow they did it? If it's so compartmentalized at the top, and the grunts simply don't know.
Batman, though? Isn't that Batman talking?
No, it's Oracle.
That's
It's
Oracle.
Oh, it's Oracle. Oh, okay. It's kind of weird. Yeah. Go ahead.
If so, it's compartmentalized at the top, and the grunts simply don't know. But why blame aliens when there's Man.
Yes,
Normal
Matt.
Man
Man
or
Oracle.
Oracle? Normal Man Oracle or the supervillains?
Oh yeah, that's Hawkman over there.
Yes.
You know,
okay.
let's bring up another thing, actually. Hawkman is from an alien race that has advanced technology.
Jova, you're opening up not a can, an entire truck of worms with Hawkman. You know that.
Well, no. I wasn't going to talk about his character, but, guys, what's usually a problem we do when, say, the superheroes are having trouble with something that's tech-based and, messes with technology or something that seems to be beyond their technology's control? It's not like we have several members from different planets or species or an entire community of new gods with advanced technology who can maybe look into all the superhero losses. Oh, wait. Yeah.
But it's not just like that. According to this theory of Batman and Oracle, apparently the government could have done this on purpose in order just to gain advantage over super people.
What is the fucking
Ignoring the fact that
this is about a multiverse where repeatedly, a lot of times, Earth has been invaded by aliens, extra-dimensional beings, demons,
evil counterparts,
universes, people.
Heck, there was even a point where
do you think what happened when Solaris will attack next?
I mean, heck, you want to know what also is canon? The time when the Marvel Universe collided with the DC Universe. That's actually canon. And it did cause a lot of damage. But yeah, there's a lot of possibilities.
The government is being evil because reason.
Of course.
Hey, I never thought I'd say this, but I'd rather this just be an act of God. In fact, yeah, wasn't this supposed to be an act of God, hence the title?
That'd be like,
Joe, we're never going to get an explanation, so yeah.
that'd be like if you had a comic named Act of President, and it turns out the perpetrator was just some guy from Alaska.
Yeah. Well, I hate to say it, Pedro, but we technically do get something of an explanation by the final comic's end.
Anyway, let's just go ahead since we're dragging this.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the Pitch 46, this dialogue.
Oh my god, this comic is still going!
So our loss could be permanent.
You be Supergirl, Dwibs.
We may never know why.
Like angels cast from heaven, fall into ignorance.
Pretentious narration for the win!
Christ, the pretentiousness of that line is...
I'm choking.
Guess you don't need our masks anymore. Our gaudy robes and raiments.
Oh, for God's sakes. Okay, yeah. Look, the whole self-aware thing about the costumes being stupid, we get it! It's silly! But you don't have to treat it like it's the stupid thing. Wait, alright. I'll report anything new that comes up, but I caution you not to count on much. I'm pretty much like Square Enix before E3 2015.
No weekly and weekly thereafter.
Without our powers, John, what's the point?
Aquaman's right. It's like running laps. Running laps around futility.
Jesus!
Is it over yet? No, it's not! Page 37 now! Time for more Kyle Rayner dialogue. Narration first.
Time passes. All things are set aside. The past has had its time.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Before we go into Kyle Rayner, that's the thing. Kyle Rayner and Superman, they pretty much never interact with the characters. Superman will technically interact with the characters, like, near the end of this whole comic, like, comic book 3, but for the most part, he just secludes himself.
Yeah.
Kyle, are you ever going to take off that costume?
Wait, no. I'm Jade. You're Kyle. Kyle, are you ever going to take off that costume? Maybe get back to your life? Start drawing again? Going out to movies? Maybe. Or, hey, wait a minute.
Gotta be some kind of crack or flower in the ring, but there's nothing. It's just dead.
Hey, Kyle, aren't there a lot of people who you could go to ask, hey, my ring's broken, maybe you might want to scan it?
And yeah, isn't the Green Lantern Corps being worried about you by now? Because one of its members is missing.
Okay, this is one of those cases where Dwibs actually will get this because he saw the Green Lantern movie. The ring is alien technology and it belongs to the aliens, so obviously the aliens need him to have his power, so how come the aliens aren't doing anything?
And they can very well sense when a ring goes out, as we've seen in that movie. Okay, page 38.
Toyman's
Toyman.
workshop.
Done! My masterpiece, the perfect vehicle for my revenge. And thanks to the input of my helper elves, a playful, shocking revenge it shall be.
And the workshop of
I'll
John
give a comic-
Henry Irons.
I'll give a comic book this. That's actually in character for Toyman. Wait.
So here's my question: is that Toyman or Doug Moen preparing his revenge on the entire DC fan base?
So he knew we were going to hate this comic?
This is his revenge on us.
Even before we read the comic. Are you sure you haven't already got your revenge?
Anyway, this page and the rest of this page and the next one is just Steel basically cutting away
a new suit, basically, so he can...
Yeah, and putting back his suit so he can come back to the action.
It looks like a cross between Superman and Spawn.
That's
Actually,
sort of the idea, actually.
Yeah.
Basically,
Steel came in a time where Superman wasn't active.
Yeah, you remember that time. Who doesn't?
I don't. I'm not a comic
Death of
reader,
Superman.
No, I still don't understand it, but whatever.
Page 40 is
the Danvers home.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This is Linda Carter, who at the time was Supergirl. Okay, there have been several iterations of Supergirl. Basically, for this version, Supergirl was someone who could change forms because I think she merged with an alien of something.
I guess.
Comic books, remember?
Not to be confused with the good Supergirl show that's just come out. Yeah, no, we actually have a good Supergirl show on CBS.
So basically, she wants to become a cop because she still wants to do good and shit. Oh my god, someone actually acting rationally?
And here's another...
Rules.
That's actually a good point. If the superheroes are so obsessed with being heroes... Okay. If they were that obsessed, you're telling me that they wouldn't think to go for jobs like this? I mean, okay. We're later going to figure out that they compare the powers to, I kid you not, drugs of all things. So if they wanted to compare the powers to drugs, why not just do everything you can to be heroes?
Just be like an FBI agent or something.
Okay, next page.
Page
blah,
41.
blah.
The Metropolis, it's Toyman destroying Metropolis with his giant robot.
Yeah, for the next few pages, it's basically more of an action scene rather than dialogue. So.
Basically, Steel fighting this giant robot and getting wrecked big time.
They just saw two of their helicopters not from the sky, and we understand the other choppers are now being ordered to pull back. We understand that Lex Luthor himself is still in the building and has refused to leave his office.
Come on, you flown twit. Show me something.
You're mine, Luthor. Your bold scalp is bound for my pelt. And with Superman no longer available, we can only wonder what will...
Wait, a figure in the sky. Has Superman somehow regained his... No. It looks like... Yes, it is. It's the cybernetic hero known as Steel. Now perhaps Earth's most powerful being.
Spoilers! Not so much.
I could think of one or two superheroes who are still more powerful than him.
He's the most powerful being, accept it, Pedro.
Dwibs! A few pages forward, and we'll cut ahead to page 44. Pile Driver. Cut ahead to page 45, and yeah.
He gets crunched.
Earth's most powerful being, everyone.
We're doomed.
And we cut to the next page where Lex Luthor is smiling about things because he can.
On page...
the final page.
Yeah, talk about Steel being down, Toyman
and
stepping on him.
And shit.
And yes, perfect.
And that concludes volume 1.
Wait, but before we end, perfect. Soon they'll be begging me to step in and do something. They'll give me anything, agree to whatever I want, if only I'll put an end to scenes like this. Best of all, Toyman actually thinks he has me. And you, Superman, where are you now? Yes!
No!
Lex Luthor is the only one in character here.
Repeat, the robot has just crushed steel. A shocking tragedy still difficult to face. And who will stand up for us now? Now that all the mighty have fallen. And now that the valiant man known as Steel is dead.
Ha! Get it?
And
Get it?
here's the next,
it's an analogy to Death of Superman.
The preview for next book is called Fallen Angels. Jesus.
Okay, audience, we'll see you next time. But first, let's give our thoughts on this comic.
You're dragging too long on this. Oh,
all right. Since you're the newbie here, why don't you give your thoughts on this issue?
What the hell am I looking at?
Exactly.
I mean, okay, I'm pretty sure not all comic books are like this, but is this the best DC could do in the early 2000s?
Nope, not even close. There were a lot of better stories this year.
Basically, Doug Moench is a shit. Basically, before this comic, Doug Moench only wrote Batman stuff.
Didn't he wrote
so apparently he doesn't know how anyone in this universe works except for Batman.
Well, you about to
also wrote that other comic,
the Catwoman one.
No. The ones about superheroes being another book about superheroes being assholes. Can't remember his name.
Oh, you mean the post-apocalyptic one, which is also an Elseworld story.
I don't know. We'll talk about that later.
Go ahead with your final thoughts.
But yeah, overall, this comic's gotten off to a really bad start, and from what I'm hearing, it's actually going to get worse.
Yes, it is. Okay, I'll go next. Dear oh Lord, when I first read this comic back in the day, I was appalled at first, then enraged, then confused. Yes, I was appalled and enraged before confusion set in. And then I was all free, plus add in a bit of blind-fueled rage. Oh, but you know what? In retrospect, after reading the next two, this is actually the best of the three. I mean, okay, the opening shows there's potential, but then they just keep talking about all the monologues, and, well, yeah, let's just say that's gonna be the main thing that ruins this comic. Overall, it's a mess start at best, and a god-awful start at worst.
See, okay. Pretty much what everybody else is saying. This comic makes no sense. Every single character is completely out of character. Is a fucking moron or an emo. The dialogue is some of the worst I've ever read in any work of fiction. It's astounding. It's astounding. Ugh. Go ahead, too.
Yeah. And honestly, even though it's stupid what I'm about to say, honestly, I think that if it was done better and accurately explained and everything, the idea of this comic could have been have potential.
Oh, I agree.
It's like writing a time travel story. The moment you slip up something, everything collapses. And in this story, it slips up every single step of the way. And it loses himself in its own, pretentious narration and stuff like that.
Are all the Elseworld comics like this?
No,
Dwibs.
Trust me, Dwibs. This is
they are really good ones.
Like Superman Red Son.
Yeah, there are some really bad ones like Superman and Earths and that post-apocalyptic one that I forgot the name, which was also written by Doug Moench.
But then you also got stuff like Kingdom Come, which we will be commentating on in the future, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later. We'll see it for the next comic.
For volume 2, I guess.
See it for the next issue.